Well, I do really think that the market has been stabilized today. As we can see, PBOC did their job last Friday. They introduced, actually, again, the cyclical factor. That means that they have to have the ability to stabilize the renminbi because we all know, we have to take a very close look to the renminbi. If the renminbi stabilizes, especially against the greenback, the US dollars, no matter the state-owned bank, the insurance company, also properties developers, mainland I'm talking about, and also some kind of like airlines shares will stabilize. So we have to take a closer look to the renminbi. But if you take a closer look to their earnings, like for instance, state-owned banks will roll out their earnings very soon, like CCB and also Bank of China today. And I think they will manage some kind of single-digit earnings growth on a year-on-year basis. The overall interest rate environment for those state-owned banks is improving in the last 2 quarters, but I don't really see a very significant earnings growth on the whole sector. Unlike some of the non-state-owned banks, like China merchant banks, manage a better earnings growth, but not those state-owned banks. So I will expect some kind of like single-digit growth for like both CCB and also Bank of China, and it will definitely stabilize because we all know those state-owned banks account a very high percentage of the Hang Seng Index itself, like not only CCB and also ICBC, already more than 13% of the index itself. So if those state-owned banks' earnings will be like what I expect, in line with expectation, will give some kind of support to the local Hong Kong stock market. But don't think that those state-owned banks' earnings will be like way better than expectation, like those like Ping An and last week. I don't really think that they can manage some kind of better than expected earnings. Yeah.
Dickie, to what extent can investors get a read here, though, on what's going on with the deleveraging efforts? Because now we have this pull and push, if you will, that Chinese authorities, they need to deleverage to avoid any debt issues down the road. But at the same time, they need to stimulate the economy, in part to help offset the trade tensions out there as well. I mean, what do you think this is ultimately going to mean for the sector? Are we talking about risks down the road for any deleveraging efforts that may have to be put on hold?
I think the Chinese officials has been doing this for some kind of time, so long time. I mean, the deleveraging. They're doing the job, but they have to introduce more like fiscal policy and also monetary policy, as I said, to stabilize the market. Because like the trade tensions between China and US, and also give some kind of hard heat to the renminbi itself. Only in the past 3 months, renminbi dropped more than almost close to 10% versus the US dollars. So there's some kind of problem like capital outflow and etc. So like PBOC, they did a good job like last Friday to stabilize the renminbi. So I will believe that the renminbi will stabilize because, as we all know, the Federal Reserve will have another hike in September and also maybe in December. I think 50 basis points in total for the rest of the year. So we'll still give some kind of pressure to the renminbi. So yeah, Chinese official has to do their job, like not only monetary policy, but introduce more like fiscal policy in the future.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.